guys, CL here. Today we're gonna be reading or playing Higurashi When They Cry. Specifically the 07th mod because I've heard it's one of the, or probably the best way to experience this story. Uh, I have seen the anime, but it was a long time ago, so I don't really uh, remember much of the story to be honest, but Uh, we're gonna be diving in, basically going all along with the ride. I'll read when need be. This will probably be a very long series because I'm planning on doing at least the mainline series, which I think is some 8 games, then a epilogue or some sort of not like afterward like side story thing that's probably not main canon, but we're just gonna be going through all of them nonetheless. So, let's get started. Demon Away chapter. Welcome to the world of Higurashi When They Cry. The Onikakushi arc, I'm sorry, will be the opening, inviting you into this world. Sit back, relax, and enjoy life in Hinamizawa? Hinazawa? God, I can't pronounce that. To the fullest, the difficulty for this chapter is extremely high, but I hope you'll enjoy the reward. I assume that means it's going to be relatively long. I remember this game is pretty damn long, so this series could go really far. Please don't deplore yourself, even the world does not forgive you, I will forgive you. Please don't deplore yourself, even if you do not forgive the world, I will forgive you. So please tell me, what will it take for you to forgive me? Frederica Costa. Couldn't read the text in the bottom right, but I assumed it is a different language. 80, 1983, 58 era, the Showa era. If I was going to be ripped apart anyways, having my body ripped apart would have been far better. I trusted her. No, I still trust her. Even in this very moment, I trust her. But I'm starting to realize I only wanted to trust her because I refused to accept the truth. It was as if I was trying to convince myself in such a silly, sobbing voice. And those tears making a mess of my face. The mechanical repetitive, oh my god, I can't speak, sound finally stilled and everything fell silent. Only the cry of the cicadas remained annoyingly loud. And yet, I felt if I could still hear her voice. But that's not possible. She's no longer speaking. The only one crying is me. She never cried. Even when she repeated those words over and over, she never expressed any emotion, because there were none to show. If she had no tears to shed for me, then I shouldn't need to shed any for her. Then why this pain, my eyes getting moist? Why was this happening? I still wanted to believe I hadn't been split apart. That's enough, right? Inside me, an inner voice whispered gently. My spirit had suffered enough. And countless times I wavered over whether I should just throw the battered thing away. Except I've stubbornly refused to do that, haven't I? I'd feel better if I just threw it away. Even knowing that, I chose to believe, didn't I? Only I can understand that painful struggle and appreciate it. Hey, me. I've tried more than enough. I'll acknowledge that much. So, isn't it alright to just take the easy way out? Besides, I'm not throwing it away. I'm leaving it behind with her. Like flowers by a grave. Now then, calm your nerves. Even though you can't feel your right arm, just lift it up, and with every swing, forget a little more. That kindness made me happy. That adorable smile brought me joy. I liked petting your head. I loved how demure you were. Thank you, Internet, for ruining that word for me. Because this will be the last time, because when I swing this down, I'll forget. This is my first and last bouquet for you. Perhaps I really did love you. Wow, okay, that's a fucking hell of an opening. There's voice acting. I'm gonna try to not speak when they're talking. I'll talk when there's quietness. I think partially. Wow, okay. Not expecting a whole intro. I can already tell this is gonna be a bit more fucked up potentially. But I don't remember a lot from the anime, so anyway, somebody's been apologizing for a while now. I wonder what she's apologizing for. It felt wrong to eavesdrop, so I tried to ignore it. It had been a while since I'd last went to the city. I only returned to attend the funeral of a relative, and though I'd lived there until last month, I found the bustle of the city to be overwhelming. The skyscrapers and the multi-lane roads, the melodious cacophony of the crosswalk. Even the campaign's speeches blaring in front of the station felt nostalgic. The place where I live now isn't nearly as lively. There's only the chirping of locusts and the babbling of brooks, and the cry of the Higurashi, the evening cicadas. Rather than making me feel lonely, the quietness has begun to instill a sense of serenity. There's nothing where I'm living now. I don't just mean there aren't any burger joints, there aren't even vending machines. No music stores, no restaurants, and no arcades. An ice cream parlor? No chance. Nearest town has some stuff like that, but it's an hour away by bike. And come to think of it, it wasn't really a big deal. There are music stores and arcades and ice cream parlors where I used to live, but it wasn't like I ever hung out at any of them. I lived in the city for 10 years and never once been to an ice cream parlor. I should have gone at least once. It's only now that I'm starting to regret that a little bit. Somebody is still apologizing. Who is she apologizing to? She's apologized so much, so just forgive her already. There's no reason anyone should ever need to apologize so much. I started to feel a bit annoyed at whoever was refusing to forgive her. No matter how bad the mistake, there's nothing that can't be forgiven. Then there's no such thing as an irreparable mistake. You just need to be more careful next time. She's still apologizing, even now. Then, has she done something that can't be fixed? I have no idea what she's done, but if it can't be fixed, then that's all the more reason to forgive her. No matter how much she apologizes, nothing will change. But even so, she keeps apologizing in such a heartbreaking voice. Hey, you. The one she's apologizing to, why don't you just go ahead and forgive her? She's apologizing in such a pathetic voice.
Keiichi, そろそろ着くぞ。起きなさい。
I was finally roused from my nap by my father's prodding. God damn it, Dad, I swear. It seemed the train had reached its final stop. We'd spent hours riding everything from the bullet train to the local routes. It's hard to believe that the landscape beyond the window and the city I was in half a day ago were in the same country. No, that they're even from the same era. Huh. From there, we'd take a car deeper into the mountains. Oh, wow, they're in really foreign country. Okay. Really pretty backgrounds. Past where the dense forest encroaching on the mountain road suddenly opened up. That's cool. Fields. Soon probably some rice fields down there. Oh, it's gone. There, where I live now. Hinamizawa? Hinamizawa? I'm sure when the characters will say the name of the place and it'll click. I got the awful American pronunciation of Japanese because I don't know how to speak it, so I do apologize. Even though we're approaching summer, the morning air still had a frigid bite. Although in exchange, you could fill your lungs up with crisp, clean air. I don't got that crappy city air. Flipping open the window, I was greeted with a verdant expanse. Nothing but trees. The neighboring house was far away on the other side. So I was probably the only one enjoying that view and that air. I filled my lungs with another deep breath. Since I started living in Hinamizawa, Hinamizawa, I learned that even air had its own taste. Ooh. Jamie. I quickly finished getting ready for school and headed downstairs for breakfast. My mother was the only one there. My father was nowhere to be seen. He's probably up working until the early morning. Ah, busy man. Dad had a rather unconventional job as a painter. It's such a laid-back profession. Get up when you want, sleep when you want, work when you want. I was so jealous of that easygoing lifestyle. I even wrote for school that I wanted to be a painter when I grew up. Dad was ecstatic about that. It's not a bad, career path. Painter's always gonna be needed. It's just because it looked easy. I'd never tell him that though. Aw, Keiichi, you bastard. Mom laid breakfast out on the table. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, raw egg, and grilled salmon. Or salmon. Take your pick. I think salmon's probably a better way of pronouncing it. My mom was such a good cook, it was scary. A perfect, immaculate, ideal breakfast. Unlike my dad, who didn't even know the meaning of the word schedule, my mom never squandered any time or effort. She hummed a little tune as she brought over the miso soup. Seemed like she was in a good mood today.
こっちに引っ越してきてから圭一が早起きになって嬉しいわね。
早起きしないと朝飯を食いそびれるんだよ。
Oh man, he sounds a lot more upbeat. I thought I was being cute, responding with a wisecrack after being praised for being good.
ご飯はいっぱい？それとも半分くらいでいい？
山盛り。
First, I savored the steaming hot rice with the seaweed. After that, I covered it with the egg. Between bites of rice, I enjoyed the crunch of the pickles. Not bad at all. Excellent, as usual. Watching me clean my plate, Mom gave me a warm smile.
こっちに引っ越してきてから圭一が朝食を欠かさないんで嬉しいわね。
Hey, you grown boy, Cage, you gotta eat, brother. Come on. I was not a morning person. We lived in the city. I slept right until the last minute before school and rarely ate breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. Boycotting the breakfast Mom made each morning, that was probably the only way I could protest being forced to attend cram school. Nah. I guess that was what you could call my rebellious phase. I wanted so much to look at the breakfast she woke up early every day to make. If I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. Mindful of the time, Mom rushed me along with a wide grin.
そろそろレナちゃんと待ち合わせの時間じゃない？急いで急いで。
Mom really seemed to enjoy the fact that her son was going to school with a girl. Oh. Reina is one of my classmates. She really loves looking after people, coming to meet me every day without fail. The way I looked at it, a guy my age walking to school with a girl was just lame. Aw, she's trying to be a sweetheart. Well, keeping a classmate waiting for me every day wouldn't be very considerate. Good man. Seriously though, how long does Reina wait for me there every morning? Taking one last gulp of miso soup, I raced for the door.
レナちゃんにお漬物ありがとうって伝えてね。
Come to think of it, those pickles weren't store-bought, were they? I mean, considering they live in the country, I wouldn't expect so. If I'd known that, I would have savored them a bit more.
Ayo!
圭一くん、
Ah! Her cheerful greeting was as fresh as the morning itself.
相変わらず早えな。たまにはのんびり朝寝坊したっていいんだぜ。
お寝坊したら圭一くんを待たせちゃうじゃない。
She's so conscientious. Oh my god. Fuck, I'm just moving. I know what the word, how to fucking say the word in my mind, but I just can't say it out loud. Such a good person.
そん時は置いてく。
This really reminded me. I have a horrible time speaking out loud. My God.
ケイチくん冷たい。いつも待っててあげてるのに。
Oh, come on, Casey.
サクサク置いてく。キリキリ置いてく。
What a punk.
どうして冷たいんだろう。
Reina had a slightly troubled look on her face. I don't blame her. Toying with her was rather fun because of how quickly her mood changed.
嘘。ちゃんと待ってるよ。
With those words, Reina seemed to relax. Her face flushed bright red.
ありがとう。
レナが来るまでずーっと待ってる。いつまでも。
No.
ずーっと。
Reina turned bright red, steam rising from her head as her brain short-circuited. She's especially weak to this sort of talk. It's quite rare to find someone this fun to tease.
レナはロマンスものの文庫本は読んだことあるか？
I think she's read a little bit too many, Keiichi. Let's be honest here.
ないよ。読んだことない。
From that response, I gathered she was interested in them, but was too embarrassed to actually buy one. I couldn't imagine what would happen if she read one. She'd probably turn red and pass out.
そうそう。お袋から伝言。漬物サンキューでしたって。
どういたしまして。
No,
どうだった？
they're
しょっぱ
good.
くなかったかな？
They're excellent. They weren't that salty. Actually, they had a pretty light flavor to them. Would have been fine to just be honest and say they were good, but apparently I couldn't be that forthright.
その前に聞きたい。あの漬物を漬けたのはレナか？レナのお母さんか？
なんで聞くんだろう。しょっぱかった？
Her attitude completely changed as she began to panic frantically.
レナか？レナのお母さんか？
なんで作った人聞くんだろう。太郎。
どっちが作ったかで感想が著しく変わる。
Anai's just fucking with her. She counted frantically on her fingertips, trying to remember the amount of salt she used to pickle them. It wasn't like I was trying to tease her, but I couldn't stop myself. Guys who take pleasure in this kind of thing are probably the worst. Guys like me. Reina nervously opened and closed her mouth over and over, trying to muster a response.
レナだけど。
うまかった。
Oh.
前回に続きなかなかだったぜ。飯との相性は最高だった。
Her face went bright red again. She was completely spacing out. It truly was a lot of fun to tease her. I pray that Reina never gets taken advantage of by some lowlife. Keep at it, Reina. I'll train you until you handle it like the average person. Or so I decided for myself. Keiichi, you're a strange.
ミオンを待たせるとあいつうるさいぞ。
This man is already a strange fellow. I can already feel it. Seeing as she just kept spacing out otherwise, I called Reina back to reality so we can make our way to school. This strange, easily flustered girl is Reina Yugi? I've only known her for about a month, but I've come to realize it's not just her name that's strange. She's a strange, bubbly type.
いいじゃん。おはよ
Coming up to the next rendezvous. We saw on point. We saw another person waiting for us. Noticing us, she waved.
う。お、来た来 遅いよ二人とも。
Very green.
いつも遅いのはお前の方だろ。
Well, they're in different grades. Assumed we're all going to the same school, but anyway. In sharp contrast to the diligent Reina, this one marched the beat of her own drum. She's Mion Sonozaki? Sonozaki? I don't really have to read how their names are pronounced. For what it's worth, she's our senior and head of the class.
おはようレナ。そしてケイちゃんお久しぶり。何年ぶりだっけ？
Senior.
2日しか休んでねえよ。
そうだっけか？前に会った時はあんなに可愛かったのにな。
Tight. Leon's gaze started at my chest and dropped straight down, focusing on the point between my legs. Oh no. So she was saying it was my crotch that was cute back then. Okay, Mion. That tells me everything I need to know about you. Before you ask, just to be clear, I never actually tried to show it to her. Good, yeah, that's probably a good thing.
そうだよ、立派になったぞ。驚くぞ。
たくましくなっちゃった上にヒゲまで生やしちゃってさ。
Okay, that's... Okay, does the carpet match the drapes? Anyway.
毎朝元気全開で大変なんだ。 今度見せてやるから挨拶してみろ。
I was not expecting them to be immediately.
今度なんて言わないで今がいいな。
Keiichi, do not whip it out.
朝の新鮮な空気を吸わせてあげたら。
Keiichi, do not whip it out. I don't think I've ever heard talk so dirty you could smell it fouling up the morning air before. Mion sure does act like an old man sometimes.
よし、わかった。大公開だ。
Keiichi,
後悔するなよ。
He's pulling his cock out. As my hand reached for my fly, Reina began to ramble in a near panic.
ねえねえ、何の話？
Oh, poor girl.
何の話だろう？何の話だろう？
Oh no. Red-faced and flustered, Reina tried to play dumb, but it's obvious she knew exactly what we were talking about. Oh no.
どうだった？久しぶりの都会はさ。
Mion switched gears, dropping the dirty talk and changing the topic to something more befitting the pleasant morning.
葬式で行っただけだぜ。慌ただしいだけだったよ。
でさ、探しといてくれた？頼んどいたやつ。
お前、人の話聞いてないだろ。俺は葬式で帰っただけだぜ。
Keiichi, I don't think she cares.
おもちゃ屋巡りをしてる余裕なんかなかったんだよ。
ち。おもちゃ屋とホビーショップは全然違うよ。特に洋物、こっちじゃなかなか手に入らないからね。みーちゃん、またゲームの話？
Mion nodded proudly as Reina giggled.
そう、ケイちゃんに洋芸のカタログを持ってきてもらいたかったんだけどね。
Westport catalog? Westport was imported for Western imported games. Using that abbreviation did make it sound pretty geeky.
そんなのまた通販で取り寄せりゃいいじゃねえか。
ま、そうするかな。またプレイングの熱いゲームを入荷するからね。今度は私にも分かりやすいゲームがいいな。
Get those girls some Super Mario Bros. Like Mario Kart, maybe. I don't know. Mion is a board and card game enthusiast. I hear she's collected quite a lot of different ones. Oh gosh, she really plays Magic. Or Yu-Gi-Oh, maybe. According to Reina, Mion's room has become kind of a museum for domestic and foreign games.
俺にも分かりそうなゲームがあったらやらせてくれよ。
Interesting.
いいよ。 ケイちゃんさえ良ければね。でもうちらのレベルは高いよ。
上等じゃねえか。俺だって遊び100番遅れを取るつもりはないぜ。
じゃあ今度はケイチくんも仲間に加わるのかな。
Aw. Bustling with joy from head to toe, Reina looked back and forth between me and Mion. Mion gave her an affirmative wink, and her expression perked up even further.
男の子ってきっと外で遊ぶ方が好きだと思ってたからダメかと思ってたよ。
Let's see. Music is a little bit loud. Reina laughed happily. From such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't think I had moved here less than a month ago. Oh my god. I understood that they did all they could to make a transfer student like me feel at home. I'll have to try harder to fit in, so they won't feel like they have to try to make me feel welcome. I feel like if I acted a bit more open than I usually am, it should probably be about right for this place. Makes sense, man. Hinanamizawa. God, I'm gonna get used to it. It was a really small village. Not only was there only one school, but there's only one class. Wow, okay, it is tiny. That class encompasses all different grades and ages. There are about 30 students at different levels, and they all study in the same class. I'm told that long ago, there used to be a bigger school building. They had actual separate classes, so more like a normal high school or middle school. However, it seems something happened that made it become a single class, and now it stayed that way out of tradition. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. I've already gotten quite used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. In such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school. Not that was a bad thing. Mion, who had been walking in front of us until now, suddenly let me take the lead. Right in front of the classroom door. So I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Heh. Too bad, I wasn't going to fall for that again.
ここで先頭を譲るとはな。お手並み拝見ってことかよ。
Mion chuckled with a haughty smirk on her face.
どうしたの二人とも。
Right now she's about to prank us. That's what's gonna happen.
下がってろレナ。危ないぞ。やつだ。
じゃあ、さとこちゃ
Oh
んは
no. Satoko. Her name was Satoko Hojo. She's a disrespectful, impotent, bossy kid. The way she talks was annoying, but it'd be immature to get worked up over just that. The real problem was this.
見え見えの罠だな。引き戸の上に挟んだ黒板消し。
Ah. Trick old as time.
見え見えだぜ、サトコ。
A haughty laugh came from beyond the door.
お見事ケイちゃん。こりゃ今回は勝負あったかな。
Good survival instincts, this man.
いや、相手はサトコだ。これだけとは思えない。
After falling for such intricate traps since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Satoko liked to combine a variety of traps. Traps that are simply there to bait you into the main one. Traps that relentlessly kept coming at you like a sadistic Ruby Goldberg machine. The list goes on. Rube Goldberg. Man. As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. Oh god. When you least expect it, she strikes. No escape. No time to relax.
見たところ黒板消しは普通。石とかは入れてないの。
I took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. That's just evil.
じゃあさガラガラって開けて落としちゃえばいいんじゃないかな。
There's gonna be like an Ewok trap. This is like, it's gonna be a log that just goes and just fucking deck cages.
それだ。
That's what Satoko was after, making me focus my attention upward, so I lifted my hand to the door. Their thumbtack stuck to the sliding door handle with tape. A frightening trap. A potent and terrifying trap. Concealed by using the blackboard eraser.
見事なコンボだサトコ。だが所詮はガキの浅知恵だったな。
Trivial machinations with child. Assured of my victory, I threw the door open and stepped in the room. I felt something strange at my ankle. It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching onto my leg. By the time I realized she had me hook, line, and sinker, it was already too late. I began to fall in an almost picturesque manner.
ケイちゃん避けて。
He is already trapped. Instinctively, reacting to Mion's shrill warning, I twisted my body in midair before I landed on the floor.
いっててて。
An inkstone filled to the brim was placed right where I would have landed. I shuddered, imagining the situation had I landed square on it.
あらあらこれはこれは。
Who is this lost, sassy child?
おはようございますケイチさん。朝から賑やかですわね。
I do not like this smug child. She mocks me. She's kind of adorable, though. Still sprawled in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice.
一段とスペシャルなトラップワークになったじゃないか、サトコ。
Are these traps gonna end up with like you dying, KG? I mean, thumbtacks in the door seems a little bit painful. What if you got like tetanus?
私何のことかわかりませんもの。
God, that smug face.
朝からついてませんわね。
You're quite unlucky this morning.
てめえ。あいててててて。
It seems I inadvertently sprained my back a little when I landed. Oh, you old man. Better than landing on that inkstone. A small hand gently rubbed my head.
ケイチの痛いの痛いの飛んでいけです。
Oh. The small, dainty hand continued to gently stroke my head.
腰とかはくじかなかったですか？
I think he lightly did.
こうして撫でていれば痛いの痛いのは消えてきますです。
I thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but it didn't. It's not so much about what you actually do. It's the thought that counts.
ありがとな。リカちゃんのおかげで痛みが引いてきたぜ。
リカちゃん、おはよ
So are these two like
う。
the
レナにおはよう
normal
ございます。
sweethearts? Well, Mion is like a pervert and Satoko is, well, funny brat child. Like,
みんなにもおはようございますです。
Rika-chan greeted each of us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Reina, Mion, and I all bowed back.
リカちゃんはいい子だよな。それに比べてサトコは。
Oh. I glared over in her direction. Satoko was whistling while rather deliberately trying to avoid eye contact.
サトコはいい子でございますのことよ。
いい子はこんな凶悪な罠仕掛けないぞ。
Indeed. Indeed, Keiichi. So true.
言いがかりでございますわ。
Nothing but lies and slander.
何の証拠があって？うわ
I picked up Satoko by the back of her collar. She looks like a misbehaved cat when I do this. But a cat wouldn't be setting traps. I don't know about you, but my cat would, probably. It'd give me a little shit sometimes. She's much harder to deal with.
ごめんなさいって言ってみな。 言わないなら
I cocked my index finger and my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to Satoko's forehead.
暴力反対ですの。証拠もないのに。
言っとくが俺のデコピンはすごく痛い。
Okay, got like Ichigo's dad, like forehead flick on Aizen. Let's go sit her fly out the window
ベニヤくらいなら割る。
and split plywood in half. Damn, Keiichi, okay?
やめて、寄らないでけだもの。
人様が聞いたら誤解するような言い方をするんじゃね
Yeah, Satoko, you can't just say that. A small hand tugged on the back of my shirt.
圭一が2日間もお休みしたから寂しかったのです。
Aww. Rika-chan really is just so... How could I do anything more after being told that? I gently released my grip on Satoko, who at this point was on the verge of tears. She just still had her eyes clamped shut as she braced herself for the forehead flick.
悔しくなんかないもん。
Aww. Oh.
泣いちゃダメです、さとこ。ファイト、おーです。
Rika gently petted the head of her prankster friend. We never guessed those two are the same age. I think Satoko could learn a thing or a million from Rika-chan.
今度はもっとすごい罠を仕掛けなさいですよ。
No! No! Wait a minute. As she observed the scene, Reina's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swoon.
さとこちゃん泣いている。
Okay, never mind. Reina is not normal. This girl is not
いいよ
normal. Shoki.
持ち帰っちゃダメだからね。
だってこんなに可愛いよ。
どんなに可愛くてもダメなの。
でもちょっとくらいなら。
No. No,
Damekana,
Reina. That's
damekana.
kidnapping. That's a crime. And it's worse because they're children. Just because you're a child doesn't make it any less worse. Reina kept a cutesy face even as outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Reina is ridiculously weak to cute things and always tries to take them home. Object or person.
物もまずいが誘拐はもっとまずいぞ。諦めろ。
じゃあ見てるだけだよ。それならいいよね。よね。
And looking could also be considered a crime, depending on how you look, Reina. Reina swooned over Satoko's crying form, especially since you're finding a crying girl cute in a context that's fucking crazy. If a girl ever goes missing in Hinami-zawa, I'm not gonna use that. I'll be forced to turn Reina into the authorities. Yeah, because she could be the first one. Forgive me, Reina. I'll be sure to bring you care packages when they put you away.
先生来たよ。早く片付ける。さとこ、すずりあんたのでしょ。
Just from Mion's single statement, the entire room, the mood of the room shifted back to normal. Being stone was bad, but the thumbtack stuck to the door handle. Oh my god, we're in an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to skewer myself. Even though Satoko was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been neatly tidied up.
間に合ったね。起立。気をつけ。
Mion gave out the morning commands. Yes, sir, Drill Sergeant Mion. Keiichi is a worthless maggot. Hoorah! Man, I don't know what I'm doing. It's difficult being the teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She has to teach something different to each one. Naturally, she ends up spending all her time with the young kids. Reina and Mion, being the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. Makes sense. They even end up helping teach the younger kids, so it seems like they can never get to their own studies. They're actually way behind where my studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for the teacher and helping Reina and Mion with their studies. Ah, smart
ケ
man.
イチくんはお勉強教えるのうまいね。わかりやすいよ。
Reina took a breather after highlighting an important section.
教える端から自信がなくなるよ。自分の理解の浅さがわかるな。
I can get that, yeah.
人に教えるには3倍理解してなければならないって言うしね。ケイちゃんもうちらに教えながら同時に復習もできてるわけなんだよ。
In contrast, the person over here is quite laissez-faire. I know this is French, and it's I believe it's French about being sort of lackadaisical about something, or laid back, you know, that sort of thing. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me?
ミヨンさ、一言じゃないぞ。真剣にやんないとまずいぜ。こんなレベルじゃ。
Oh, she's not very good at school.
別に進学校を目指すわけでもないし、受験に必要なそこそこができてりゃ十分十分。
Her staunch defiance was really something else. This was a different type of relax than somebody who already knew what was going to be on the entrance exams.
みーちゃん、ケイチくんが頑張って教えてくれるんだからさ。私たちも頑張ろうよ。
レナは素直ないい子だな。先生がきっといい学校に進学させてやるからな。
ありがとう。
レナには特に教えてやるからな。二人きりでプライベートレッスンだぞ。
Keiichi.
プライベートレッスン。
Keiichi. A puff of smoke shaped like a halo popped out of Reina's head. Exactly what kind of private lesson she's fantasizing about that's making her turn so red. You know what type, Keiichi. Don't even give me that. I'd like to hear the play-by-play of that next time. While Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, she threw out a casual question.
都会じゃさ、こんなに勉強しなきゃいけないわけ？
この程度はできないと進学できないね。
進学できないから勉強するわけ？
まあ平たく言えばそうなるな。将来役に立たないのは承知で。
こっちじゃあさ、出席日数が足りてりゃみんな進学できるんだよ。
そうなのか？
Study equal entrance exams, having that basic law of the universe so easily overturned, sent me into a state of shock.
そうかもね。試験で振り落とさなきゃならないほど人もいないし。誰でも進学できるならさ、そんなにガリガリとやることもないんじゃない？
It's still probably good to at least know the basics, right? Come on.
まあそうだけど、でも一般常識程度にはできた方が。
See, Keiichi, we got the same mind here.
おじさんはそんな無駄な勉強に時間をかけるよりさ、この思春期の貴重な時間をもっと有意義に過ごすために使うべきじゃないかなと考えるわけよ。
It was too profound of a statement to simply laugh off. Since it was Mion, it probably didn't actually have that deep of a meaning. In place of a chime, the sound of the principal waving a handbell drifted through the classroom.
ケイちゃん、おしまいおしまい。さあ、楽しいランチタイム。
In a complete 180 from her unmotivated state, Mion gave the commands that signaled the end of the morning period.
ケイチくん、お昼にしよう。
I might have been making a very troubled face. Rena smiled brightly at me.
よっしゃオーライ
About to get
飯
some...
にするか
Yeah, Kichi, go eat some food. There seemed to be different cliques, even within the class. Most of them were divided up by gender and age, but our group was different. Our ages were different, and we had both boys and girls. But we weren't reserved around each other. This little openness makes a transfer student like me pretty happy. Reina and Mion pushed their desks together, so they were facing each other. At the same time, Satoko and Rika were slowly lugging their desks over as well.
ケイチくん、早く早く。
Reina waved her chopsticks in an unrefined manner, trying to hurry me along. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't even open their lunchboxes.
ケイチさんのお弁当はきっと貧乏くさくパンの耳に決まってますわ。
Destitute plebeian. Big words from you, Brady child. Big words.
そう、恥ずかしがらずにお見せなさいな。ほらほら。
Even though Satoko was hurling insults at me, she still wouldn't open the lid to her lunchbox until I was there. I pulled out my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to join the circle.
おうお待たせ
では、ミー委員長の号令でいただきますです。
At first it was kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point, I probably wouldn't even open my lunchbox if someone else was too slow. Our ages and genders may all have been different, but we were all friends.
いただきます。
The sound of our little 5-part chorus echoed beautifully throughout the classroom. Oh. Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made of all girls. Of course there are other boys in the class, but they were a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me. Oh, that's to be expected. Younger boys just see older boys as scary. Yeah. Compared to the girls, well, at least these girls aren't picky. We put all the side dishes in the middle where everyone was free to pick at them. I thought girls would mind sharing a meal with a guy, so I was a bit flustered joining in. However, Mion noticed that and teased me quite a bit. As the fruit of my efforts, I can now reach over and take sides from anybody's lunch.
あらあら、ケイチさんのお弁当は今日は大奮発ではございませんこと。
Yes, Sir Keiichi's lunch extravagant.
あらあらさとこさんのお弁当こそ大奮発ですこと煮物がシックでいい感じですわ
Rather trendy, yes. Buying into the fight that Satoko was starting, our chopsticks locked in across counters, stabbing into each other's lunch.
ビミ
お里芋がいい感じだぞ煮物は冷めててもうまいよな
After seeing my happy face, Rika-chan's expression broke into a little smile.
ゆうべの夕食の煮物少し取っておきましたですよ。
By the way, Satoko and Rika-chan's lunches are always the same. It seems that Rika-chan makes it for both of them every day.
この煮物もリカちゃんが作ったのかいこいつはお袋の味クラスだよな
I was honestly impressed. The carrot rosés weren't from a mold. They're done by hand with a knife. That's not easy to do.
リカちゃんって何気にそういうの得意なんだよな。
お裁縫とかお洗濯とかも上手なの。すごいよね。
That is kind of amazing for like a little girl to be getting into.
すごいよね。リカはいろいろとすんごいんですのよ。
Are you her hype woman? Wow, she really hit me with the Himedari laugh.
お
Okay.
前が威張ることじゃね
僕よりレナの方がお料理は上手です。
Oh.
そのね。
It seemed that the topic of conversation switched to Reina when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her words. Reina's lunch really was the star of the table. Not only did it look good, it tastes pretty good. Everyone else pulled from Reina's lunchbox constantly.
これ前に評判良かったからいっぱい作ってみたの。
Oh.
美味しいかな？かな？
え。かなり合格点。あ、ミオ、お前取りすぎだよ。
Knocking Mion's chopsticks aside, I reached out trying to secure my own portion. Satoko and Rika-chan reached over at the same time and a struggle ensued. Everyone shoveled in mouthful after mouthful while praising it, and Rita's lunchbox was soon empty. It was kind of bad that no one thought to leave any for Rita. But Rita seemed rather satisfied as she looked on.
いかがかしら。レナさんもとてもお料理が上手ですことよ。ケイイチさんとは大違いですの。
Oh.
だからお前が威張ることじゃねえだろ。
サトコだってケイちゃんと変わらないじゃんよ。あんたブロッコリーとカリフラワーの区別つくようになったわけ？
Oh, they're both fluffy. Satoko's face went pale.
おいおい、ブロッコリーとカリフラワーの違いなら俺だってわかるぜ。
わかりますもの。わかるもん。
Alright, Satoko, point on this board. Which one's broccoli and which one's cauliflower? It's really hard for her to lie.
ケイイチくん、どっちでも茹でてマヨネーズかけると美味しいじゃない？いじめちゃかわいそうだよ。みーちゃんも。
Reina hurriedly tried to follow up, but Mion laughed haughtily as she drew closer to Satoko.
まあまあ家庭科の授業ってことで。じゃあサトコ、これは？
Oh no. Mion lifted up her chopsticks. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon.
でもそれアスパラ。
Oh no. Mion made eye contact with me, and within 3 seconds I had Rika-chan's mouth covered. Holding a piece of bacon wrapped asparagus and giving her two choices. She's pretty terrible.
その黄色がカリフラワー、緑がカリフラ。
Oh no.
さあどっちだ？ん？
多分黄色がブロッコリーで青がカリフラワー。でも緑は
本当にどっちか分かってる？降参した方が良くない？
Evil. I'd expect no less from the class representative. The oldest. The way she drives people to their corner just shows how much experience she has. This is just a hunch, but being brought into the Sanozaki household must be quite the ordeal.
わかりますもの。わかるもん。
She about to
じゃ
start
あ答え
crying.
なよ。
わかるもん。わかるもん。
She finally broke down and started crying. When she acts like this, she actually starts to seem her age. Don't. Do you. Oh, God. Reina entered a state of euphoria as Satoko bawled her eyes out. Reina was in a state of bliss as she rubbed her cheek against Satoko's head and smothered her. Really, a very content face. One that wouldn't care if the world ended right then It was that kind of smile.
レナミオンさんがいじめるんですの。
Oh.
かわいいかわいい。大丈夫だよ。レナお姉ちゃんが悪い人たちはやっつけちゃうからね。
Oh no. Wish poof. Oh. Aura. It was like a flash of lightning.
今一体何が
Dude, she's got raging demon. Both of Rena's fists shot out at supersonic speed, striking Mion and me squarely in our faces. Before we knew it, Mion and I were sprawled spread eagle on the floor, staring up the ceiling with matching welts in our
ケイ
faces.
ちゃんは食らうの初めてだよね。今日のはまだ甘い方。
She went easy.
甘いってこれよりまだ上があるってのかよ
That Mion and I both slumped our heads back to the floor in unison. From now on, I'll be careful when I'm within striking distance of Reina.
ほらさとこちゃん、やっつけちゃったよ。うわー、かわいい。お持ち帰りしたい。
No. Making sure Reina couldn't see it, Satoko stuck her tongue out at us. Disc. Damn it all! Using Reina like a puppet! She's playing us like a goddamn fiddle! Reika-chan massaged our bruises without saying a word. No matter what the day had held, the last school bell always came too soon. Our shadows stretched off into the distance.
ねえケイチくん、明日はさ、何か予定とかあるかな？かな？
It was such a direct question from Reina. I inadvertently blushed. If it was for a date, then wouldn't you do it more subtly? Oh my god. I don't really think she's the type. More subtly. Reina saw me lost for words and realized that I misunderstood and turned red as well.
違うの。そういうのじゃなくて、その。
So apparently that wasn't what she meant. But since it's always fun when Reina's in a panic, I went along with it a little.
なんだそういうのじゃないのかよ
Playing it up, I slumped my shoulders, feigning dejection.
ケイチくん、なんでがっかりしてるんだろう、太郎。みーちゃん。
Unable to hold it in any longer, Mion slapped me on the
そっ
back.
か、そういう攻め方はおじさん知らなかったわ。
Wikis.
なんなの？
Mion was rolling on the floor, clutching her stomach while Reina flailed around, completely bewildered. I couldn't help but start laughing as well, feeling just a bit guilty. I ruffled Reina's hair.
嘘ごめん冗談悪かったよ
She really is a cute one.
冗談ってどこからだろう？どこからだろう？
えあ途中から
途中からってことはケイちゃん、最初の真っ赤になったのはあれ演技じゃないんだ。
それって。
There's only a momentary lapse, but there's no way Mion would let such a delectable detail slip by her.
えあいやその
Saying anything more was also a bad idea. In my bewildered state, I slipped further into an unfavorable position. After that, Mion continued to tease me about it for a while. Come on, Keiichi.
で、明日が暇だと何なんだよ、レナ。
何の話だっけ？
It'd been so long that Reina had forgotten. That's how long Mion had teased me.
ケイちゃんさ、まだこのひなみ沢一人じゃ回れないでしょ？
Could I hear? That was true. I want to hear Higurashi.
ケイちゃんさ、まだこのひなみ沢一人じゃ回れないでしょ？ケイちゃんさ、まだこのひなみ沢一人じゃ回れないでしょ？
Okay. That was true. I hate to say it, but you've blindfolded me and spun me around 3 times like we're playing pin the tail on the donkey. I wouldn't be able to tell up from down here.
そうだな。町へ行くのと学校へ行く以外はまだ自信ないな。
It was a town, you know, a lot of the buildings look the same and you're new here.
そうそう。それでね、明日ね、みーちゃんとレナでお散歩しながら、ケイイチくんにひなみ沢を案内してあげようよってことになって。
That'd be a godsend. Frankly, I was happy about the offer.
もちろん行くでしょ？
暇ならな。
女の子が誘ってんじゃん。
暇ならな。
どうせ暇なんでしょ？
暇ならな。
I was being stubborn so as not to give a clear yes or no. Even though I thought it was a godsend, I'm too much of a scamp to say so up front.
ケイイチくん、暇じゃないのかな？この。
Oh. Well, Mion and I had a rather sour back and forth. Rena peeked over at me hesitantly, figuring I'd been a bit too rough on her. I just gave
すま
in.
ん、許せ、ごめん。暇だ。
よかった。
No. The trepidation disappeared from Rena's face as it blossomed into a smile.
おうおう。ミオンさんとレナさんじゃ随分と温度差がありますじゃん。
You're like an old pervert. She's might also be a pervert. It seems Mion didn't care for how rude I was to her compared to how quickly I agreed with Rena. With her being annoyed, but her being annoyed was very interesting. So I pushed Rena forward, speeding up our pace to leave Mion behind.
行こう、レナ。
I like all the characters so far.
明日は二人っきりで出かけような。嫌味なミオンは置いてって。
ケイイチくんがそれでいいなら。
案内しようって提案したのは私。しかとすんな、前原圭一。
二人きりでピクニック嬉しいな。弁当は持ってくか、レナ。
お弁当いるならレナ作っちゃおうかな。
レーナもしかとすんな。二人がホテル街へ消えたって回覧す。
You two disappeared in the hotel district together. Oh no.
じゃあレナ、今日は早く帰ってお弁当の準備するね。
Did she just knock me
明
on
日
the
が
fuck
楽
out?
しみ。じゃあね、ケイイチくんにみーちゃん、さようなら。
Reina bounded off like she was walking on the moon. After the dust settled, all was left was me standing next to Mion sprawled out on the ground. There was a welt on her
大
face.
丈夫か？ミオンとレナの立ち位置2メートルは離れてたはずだぞ。
Oh my god, she crossed 2 meters in an instant.
あんたが来て以来、切れ味は増す一方。 おじさん身が持たないわ。
Oji-san. It'd be easier if you stop saying stuff that makes Reina want to hit you. Or else it'll end up being Mion's slapstick comedy hour. Or that happened. The results might be fatal.
くじけるなよミオン。レナのジャブを見切れるのはお前しかいない。
私は膝じゃないかと思ってんだけどね。
Could it be that we're hanging out around with an unrivaled martial arts master? That'd be hilarious. Maybe someday we'll see her debut in a extreme contact support.
レナには負けられないぞ。ミオンも鍛えてリベンジだ。
ケイちゃんがしてよ。おじさんは応援してる。
Mion and I reaffirmed our determination to discover a way to counter Reina's infallible technique. Her raging demon. New tips acquired. I see. What are tips? These like short stories or
レナってさ、俺と同い年だ。
うん、そうだよ。
ah these
えとも同じだよね。
little background stuff I see. Hey now, it'd be weird if we were the same age, but not the same zodiac animal.
そんなことないよ。誕生日の違いがあれば年齢が同じでも干支が違うこともありえるって。
あれ、あ、そうか。ミオン、頭いいじゃないか。
ところで、ケイチ君は何月生まれなのかな？
He strikes me as a November.
レナは7月なんだよ。
July. Reina smirked and puffed up with pride. Hey now, what's the meaning of this? She's not planning to be all high and mighty if her birthday is a wee bit sooner than mine, is she?
だが諦めろ。俺に誕生日で挑もうったって無駄なことだ。なんなら一月差ごとに100円の賭けをしてもいいぜ。
なんでだろう。なんでだろう。
Reina panicked at suddenly being challenged to a wager. Given how panicked she is, I'm certain she doesn't have much allowance left this month. It's just sending her into a panic about something as simple as a birthday is so fun. I can't help myself.
ってことはケイちゃん、ひょっとして4月生まれ？
そういうこったな。
Oh,
Alright.
crap, okay.
もうとっくにレナより年上なんだよ。
Damn, Keiichi, we got the same birthday month. Let's go, bud.
へえ、そうなんだ。じゃあ、みーちゃんと同い年なんだね。
まあほんの何ヶ月かはね。すぐにまた差を開いてあげるけどさ。
Mion snickered through her nose. Hey now, that's not something to get all high and mighty about. As if I'm one to talk. Heh.
そういえば、ミオンって上級生なんだよな。
下級生の方が燃えるってんなら、今日から下級生ってことでもいいけど。
Oh my, okay. Mion,
みーちゃん、よくわかんないこと言ってる。
Reina, she's hitting on him. Don't worry. Just by seeing Reina's blushing face, you could tell she knew exactly what she meant by it. Oh.
で、サトコとリカちゃんが下級生と。どころか、学校が違うくらいの下級生だよな。
ケイチ君はちょっと好みの年齢が低すぎると思うな。
No, Reina, no. You're not making any sense yourself right now. I'll just grab onto her head and scuff it up a bit.
あー、やめてー。
No.
前から思ってたんだけどさ、なんでこの学校ってクラスが学年混在なんだ？
教室の数が足りないからだよ。仕方ないじゃん。営林署の建物を間借りしてんだからさ。
Huh. When she says it like that, it makes sense. I thought her school was strange for a while now. The schoolyard is gravel, there are rooms that aren't for classes, and there's some sort of construction machinery parked here.
なんで借りてるんだよ。本当の学校はどうしちゃったんだよ。
戦前からずーっと建ってたらしいからね。老朽化でね。
Dilapidated.
廃校ってわけよ。
It probably was a grand old schoolhouse.
まあそれで生徒は町の学校に通うことになったんだけどさ、遠いでしょ。
どこの学校だったの？
沖宮の駅前通りを抜けて病院に曲がって小児科の向かいに学校あるのわかる？
へえ、遠いよ。
I couldn't tell where that was by the location, but I understood it was pretty far from Reina's reaction.
まあそんなわけでさ、沖宮の学校に通いたくない連中はこうして営林署の建物を間借りした仮校舎に通ってるってわけさ。
ひなみ沢の子供の半分くらいかな。朝早くに自転車で通ってる子たちも結構いるよ。
まあこんなはちゃめちゃな学校に通ってたら進学校とかはちょっと無理だろうからね。
そんなことないよみーちゃん。ちゃんと頑張ればどこでだってお勉強はできるよ。
お、そうだぞそうだぞ。レナとは意見が一致したな。
そうだね、そうだね。頑張ろう。
せいぜい頑張ってくださいな。おじさんはささやかに応援しとりますわ。
俺たちがじゃないぞ。ミオンがだぞ。お前受験生だろ。こんな成績じゃお先真っ暗だぞ。
いいもんいいもん。路頭に迷ったら永久就職してケイちゃんに食わせてもらうから。
永久就職ってなんだろう、なんだろう。
ほらそこ、うるさいですよ。
Chie. Persona
自習
4.
は静かに。
Oh. It was completely our fault. Satoko saw it and chortled haughtily. I stuck out my tongue at her in response. It's just as Beyond says. This school has nothing to do with higher education. But it makes up for that by having lots of valuable things other schools don't. Oh, that's a cute little side story. Or tips. Let's read the next one. It's only June. It's already so hot. I could hear the Higurashi outside, chirping, me. And at night, there are mosquitoes. I fucking hate mosquitoes. Might as well be summer already. My only salvation was that the mornings were still cool.
暑いでございますわね。
Indeed, indeed. Sadako was flapping her skirt languidly. There we go. That's pretty unladylike there. Even if she was a little brat, she still was a girl.
ケイチさんはワイシャツ一枚で涼しそうですわね。羨ましいですわ。
He's got his pecs out, guns out, fun's out,
俺から見りゃスカートのサトコの方が涼しそうだよ。この時期のズボンの股ぐらがどれだけ蒸すか女のお前にはわかるまい。
Fucking school outfit.
蒸すんだ。
This girl has gone imagining something indecent.
レナの夏服は涼しそうな色合いがいいよな。見てるこっちも涼しくなる。
ありがとう。 私もレナさんみたいな涼しい夏服が良かったですわね。
I mean, you look about the same length.
でもさとこちゃんの夏服ワンピースですっごい可愛いし、レナはさとこちゃんの夏服着てみたいな。
The One Piece. It's real.
これ結構蒸しますわよ。絶対にレナさんの方が涼しいですわ。でも可愛い服の方がきっと楽しいよ。は
I have a feeling that Rin and Satoko's base values were fundamentally different.
そういえばこの学校って指定の制服とかないんだよな。
うん、ないよ。ふさわしい服であれば私服でも大丈夫なんだよ。
There are quite a few students in regular clothes. There are a few wearing uniforms, but they're all the same design, rather plain.
他の連中が着てる制服は何なんだよ。みんなお揃いだよな。
あれは町の学校の制服なんですのよ。別に決まってるわけじゃないですけど、みんな着てますわね。
そこへ行くと俺らの仲間はみんないろいろな制服を着てるよな。わざわざどこかから取り寄せたのか？
ええ、ミオンさんが調達してくださいますの。みーちゃんの親類で古着商をやってる人がいて、全国の学校の服を格安で仕入れてるんだって。
でその親類に頼んでいろいろ個性的な制服を取り寄せてもらってるわけか。
And Mion, she probably loves using her friends as dress-up dolls. Must be a strange second-hand clothing store. Honestly, probably. I get that it's a second-hand clothing store, but stocking clothes from schools all over the country? That's pretty strange for a second-hand clothing store. This is important stocking up clothes from faraway schools they know nothing about.
うん、それはレナも思うよ。
Fashion Gauge.
他にも体操服とかスクール水着のお古とかも扱ってるの。そういうののお古はちょっと嫌だよね。
Yeah, it's a
あんまり
little
儲かって
strange.
なさそうな商売だな。きっと少しでも儲けさせるためにミオンが一肌脱いでやってるんだろうな。
でもいつもミオンさんが自信満々に言いますのよ。今にきっと大ブレイクしてすごい商売になるって。
A second-hand clothing store that stocks school uniforms will be a big hit? I don't get it. It is a little bit strange. Honestly. Save. Yes. Close. I think this is where we'll stop for the first episode. Pretty good start. I like all the characters so far. I'm curious how this is gonna go. This definitely seems like it will be slow burn, then potentially jumps into climactic things, and then probably goes back to a slow burn. I don't know anything about this series, so it'll be interesting to see how things pan out. But I think that's it for this first episode of this first chapter of the first game. But I hope you all enjoy it, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day.